My life before I encountered Jesus was lost, confused. I had a good childhood. I was more like the black sheep of the family. Parents were good, life was good, but I chose to take a dark path in my younger years. I was lost and confused most of my life. And when I moved down to Oklahoma, a lot of drug use involved. And then, of course, the money ran out, drugs ran out, didn't have a place to stay. So eventually I ended up in shelter. And that was about 2014, 25 years of methamphetamines. And I literally reached the bottom of the barrel. I mean, some people fall down, some people fall all the way down, and I had fallen all the way down. And there's only one way to go, and that's up. And in that shelter is where I found a friend of mine, Josh Red, who brought me to the church, introduced me to Pastor James Johnson and Felix Wursler, Pastor James Johnson's wife, Rita. They are strong influences in my beginning life with Christ. When I first started coming back to church was the church catered to the sick, the homeless, and they brought buses down to pick people up, and I got to be a part of that. And I guess that was a big turning point for me, because this church reached out to the people that other churches don't reach out to as much anymore. You know, most people go to church and everybody's all dressed in their Sunday best, and this church wasn't about being dressed up in your Sunday best. It was about planting a seed. And he used to feed, and that's how the seed was planted. And it just really got a hold of me at that time. And I feel the role that I saw in this church was trying to pass the word on to everybody, even the lowly of the lows. And that meant a lot to me. I want to say I believe it was June 9th, 2014. Pastor James Johnson was at service, and he said they were just doing baptisms. And at that point right there is when I gave my life to God, and I shedded all my past, all my sins, and I started to live a new life for God. And everything feathered away, just melted away like hot butter. Went to Bible studies, came to church, was part of the security team at the church. And it was something that I had been longing, that I've missed, that I didn't know that I missed it until I started living for God. And I put my faith in God, and I gave everything to God, because obviously me leading my life my own way, my own terms, wasn't working out for me. So I just gave my reins to the Lord, and he led me through the darkness. It's just a matter of willing to sacrifice the things that you're used to in your life for newer and better things. People are always afraid to change. They're always used to the normal, what they're used to. Sometimes it's harder to jump across the fence when you don't know where you're going to land. And that was an issue with me. But I knew God was there. And he's always been there my whole life. And I feel that my relationship with God now is a lot stronger than it was in my younger years. I feel that I have a relationship with God to where I can speak to him, and I know he listens. Instead of just sitting there and praying and wonder if he heard me, I know he has heard me. Even when I fell off a little bit, God was always there to pick me back up and I appreciate everything he's done for me because of that. I've never gone without, and the Lord has blessed me more than I could ever say thank you for. Biggest thing was I was homeless when I first started coming to this church, and God made a way for me to have a house. It didn't cost me very much, and that was God's way of reaching out to me and blessing me. And then slowly I moved into another house and vehicles and employment. And one thing I've noticed is even when I didn't make very little bit of money, I always paid my tithes, I always had money. I've never really gone without, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm in good health. I thank the Lord for every breath I take every day.